Hi, and welcome to the In the Field podcast. And today we are joined by Seren Nelson. Seren, how's your summer been?
Mine's been well, thank you. How was yours?
Not too bad. Nice and sunny today. Just shame I'm doing about five different interviews. But yeah, what have you been doing since the end of the course?
I think for one, just catching up on sleep because there's a lot of sleepless nights towards the end. But I think obviously I was lucky that I had like a volunteer role already started before I graduated, so
Yeah.
keeping up with them and just trying to find like start a freelance work, then trying to find a plan to do that at the moment.
How does it feel to be now obviously heading out into the wide world of journalism after being studying for so long?
Well, I say I won't miss paying the rent for all the student accommodation, but I didn't think it'd be as daunting's not the right word, but along those lines. Because you realise now that there's no safety net now. It is full steam ahead, and you've got to do what you got to do. But I'm just excited to get the first full job I can, to be honest.
Could you please explain what industry you're aiming to go into, just for obviously the audience?
So I would like to go into sports broadcasting more than anything. Um, but obviously I'm happy to go with anything else at the minute within sports journalism, so sport photography, social media for sport and stuff like that. But yeah, lots of different avenues.
What was what or who inspired you to go into this sort of down this sort of avenue?
I think no one really inspired me. I think just one day I just fell in love with Formula One while I was in college, and I just knew I wanted to work in that field somehow. So I started looking how, and then I found the course, and the rest was history, really.
Yeah, but what do you feel has been the biggest challenge you've faced while you've been in this industry so far?
I think mine was, well, when I first started, I was a completely shy person, wouldn't talk to hardly anyone. And while I'm still a quiet person, that was challenging just to come out of my comfort zone because I never had to do that before. But in this industry, you can't be in a shell of yourself. You've got to be out there and talkative. So that was my biggest challenge, I think, out of all everything.
What would you recommend to anyone now who's probably either, well, us going into the last year or people that are going into the course? What would you recommend they do to prepare themselves?
Um, I think if you go just going into this course, the mindset is the number one. Don't go into it just saying I want to work in one sport and that's all I want to focus on through uni because I did that for my first 2 years. Um, be open with where you want to go, what you want to learn, and what sports that you're into at the moment. Always think outside the box. And then I think, as for like you going into the third year now, I think I think all of it were really good on social media and showing what you can do. I think just keep that up really because that's how employers find you and that's what they're going to look at more anything than like a CV or something from experience. So, but yeah, that's what I would say.
Is there any skills as well in terms of like, is there like, hard working or, good time management? What skills would you say are good for the course?
Time management is one. Being really organized if you're balancing placement and work and all the lectures. I also think you got to have that like creative mindset as well for this sort of course. But I think those three things, if you just keep on top of them and keep with it, then they're going to take you right to the end.
Yeah. In terms of your time in the course, is there anything you think you could have done differently or anything you would want to do differently if you had the chance again?
Um, I wouldn't focus so much on the things I loved and I could do without researching further. I would focus on the things that, while I was still good at, I could have improved a lot more. So I chose photography because I knew how to do that. I loved it over article writing. I wish I'd stuck more with the article writing because I haven't written one in a year and a half. So I would like to just keep up on that and get better at it. But that's number one. It was the first thing I can think of.
Is it do you have any aspirations? So, say now 5 years time down the line, where would you aim to be? Would it be in this industry or would it be maybe somewhere else?
I would definitely be in this industry. I think now I'm here, I don't want to leave. I've found what I want to do, but I think 5 years, anything could happen. It's either I'd love to be a rugby broadcaster or a Formula One broadcaster. So it depends where I get first. But rugby seems more likely at the moment because Formula One is hard to get into. But
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, I know. Well, Yestin gave the same sort of answer earlier on. He's very interested in both. But
Yeah.
have you got like no like a crowning moment? Is there somewhere you really, really want to like an event or a tournament that you really want to do like as your end goal in sports journalism?
I think the end goal would definitely be either a Sky Sports broadcaster for Formula One, or I'd be um, head photographer of McLaren racing. So I think those are my two end goals of where I'd love to be at the end of my career. So
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for joining us today on In the Field with Sarah Nelson, and we'll see you soon.